Once upon a time, a child saved the world of fairy tales. His reward was a wish, and the one who plots in the shadows saw an opportunity to tarnish the child's heart. Whispering words of corruption to him, the child asked the king of fairy tales to grant the villains, cursed for centuries, a new life. This was to be their chance for redemption. This was how the villains became good. But any light leads a shadow, and in turn, the heroes became evil. And at that moment, all fairy tales were shattered. Tonight, we're playing Broken Tales by the World Anvil Publishing. This is on Kickstarter right now. At least one of the expansion books is on Kickstarter right now, and you can still get the core rulebook if you'd like as part of the pledge levels. There's all sorts of content. It's a D6 system. It's very narrative. We're going to be playing a scenario called Red Hood Iskra. And this is the Quick Start adventure. And I put the link to the Quick Start in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and download it and check it out. And yeah, give it a play with your group, and you can kind of follow along and see how we all do tonight as our players play this scenario, which should be quite interesting. So stick around. We're going to be playing Broken Tales by the World Anvil Publishing. Hey everyone, welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. My name is Doug. Today on the show, we're playing Broken Tales. And this is a really cool narrative kind of fairy tale RPG where the bad guys have turned good and the good guys have turned bad. It takes place in like this late, like, or early 1800s Europe kind of situation, like a mythical Europe, I should say. So yeah, so just check it out. The art is phenomenal. I'm super excited about this game. It's very, I kind of call it a reverse year zero engine, where all the players are going to roll d6s when they make their rolls, but they roll any ones, their rolls fail. And we'll go through the rules a little bit as we play. I'm going to remind folks that if you enjoy these actual plays, hit that like button down below. And if you're coming across our channel for the first time, we'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, because we do all sorts of actual plays, interviews, and all sorts of content here on the show. And we've got a spectacular team tonight. I'm excited. We're bringing some of the Dragonbane crew on for this session, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I apologize. This is my first time running this system, so if I get anything wrong, please be kind. But I'm going to try to do my best at running it for this group. So without further ado, let's bring on the crew for tonight. Hey y'all, thanks so much for joining us.
Hello.
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 Don says can't stay because Doug always streams when I'm putting the kids to bed. Just saying hi. Well, Don, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure to check it on the replay if you can. Matt, thanks so much for joining us as well. Appreciate you. And of course, Hungry, as always, thanks for joining us. We're excited. This game has been on my radar for quite some time. And of course, this is another Italian publisher. They just did a Kickstarter, a crowdfunding campaign for Dead Air Seasons, which is like almost like what's the show that Pedro Pascal is in that's not The Mandalorian? What's that show?
Last of Us?
The Last of Us. It's a very Last of Us kind of RPG that couldn't think of it.
The other one with the guy and the thing.
The other one that's super successful that people are raving about. But yeah, they did an RPG.
You know why he doesn't like the show? It's because it's competition for The Walking Dead.
No, I actually really like the show. I thought it was great. But yeah, they use this system. This is a system called the Monad Echo system, which is a D6 system. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's very much, it's very risk reward type of situation. So the more D6s you roll, the greater success you can have, but also the greater chance of failure for the roll. So, yeah, is this everybody's first time for playing this?
Yes,
this system.
It is.
Yes.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Sure.
Why is this creepy thing next to me?
Because that's I figured, you'd like some company right there.
I don't like it.
There's it could be worse. You could have what Will has next to him down there.
I wouldn't mind that
true.
one as much. This one
You almost
is
pointed at me.
Well,
I should be
staring
offended.
into
I'm
my
a
soul.
little worried about what I have next to me.
yeah, that's a very creepy image right there, Austin. I agree.
She's so creepy.
So we're going to do a session called Red Hood Iskra. I guess is Iskra. How would you pronounce that? Do you Iskra?
Iskra, maybe? Would be my
Iskra.
Yeah, I would think
Iskra.
Iskra.
Okay.
Where is this?
All right.
Oh, Iskra. Yeah, is how I would say it.
Yeah. I'm super excited. We're going to kick this off. Do we want to do player introductions? You want to do player character introductions? Let's do that, because I've got images of all the characters that y'all are playing, and they're all villains normally. So I love the fact that we're kind of flipping the script on these characters. Let's start with Jason's character. Jason, do you want to introduce your character and who you're playing tonight?
I will gleefully read the description on the character sheet itself, actually. I'll be playing Nicholas von Krampus, who was a devoted clergyman who has always dedicated his life to helping others. Over the years, he has become a talented exorcist, and his vocation has led him to the remote village of Burgo Melanmine. I'm assuming I mangled that name. I'm sorry. There he fought a particularly insidious demon who concealed itself among the ranks of a gang of young thugs who were pretending to be demons just to scare people. It was a tough fight, but he finally got the better hand of the fiend, or so he thought. Something in the exorcism did not go as planned, and the demon now dwells inside me. It sows fear and pain whenever it reemerges. I do my best to keep it contained. The Order, which is what we're all part of, welcomed me into its ranks as an exorcist, and I gladly accepted this role with the hope that the missions entrusted to me would allow me to find a way to rid myself once and for all of that which hides within me.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Of course, that character is the Krampus character.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go with Austin. We'll go with you next.
I am playing Baba Yaga. I am a child witch, and my powers equal only to my ambition. I did not have a childhood, for I was born already aware of my abilities. To most, I seem cynical and cruel. That is because they don't understand that they are pawns, insignificant pieces in the bloody games that witches and warlocks play. The Order does not look down on my age, which is why it has given me the leadership I deserve.
I love the fact that in this game, Baba Yaga is young, and like you're a child instead of like the old lady that you're used to seeing Baba Yaga as. I think that's really cool. Amanda, I'll let you go next.
All right, I am playing Garu, the old wolf. I'm a wolf. I'm literally a big, bad wolf. I don't really feel the need to read the whole paragraph because it's basically me just talking about wanting to eat everyone.
Yeah, I mean it's basically, but you're basically playing the Three Little Pigs villain, the big bad wolf there, which I think is pretty cool.
The Red Riding Hood villain. Anytime that there's a wolf who's big and bad and wants to eat people, that's me.
Okay. Well, specifically the Three Little Pigs version, as you're going to find out later on in this session.
Okay.
So anyway, and last but not least, Will, let's introduce your character.
Sure. That's my character, George the Holy Dragon Slayer. It's interesting. I won't read the whole paragraph either, but it's very... George basically was saved from drowning as a child by a dragon he later discovers, and then he makes vows to the Holy Church, and they kind of teach George that the dragon is an evil creature and that all evil creatures must be suppressed and taken care of, and anyway, so he's kind of got this duality to his nature where he kind of is also grateful but also really fights against that, and is really extra when it comes to talking about how much he hates monsters and things. So yeah.
So this was the one that I didn't quite understand which villain you were playing in this situation. Like, what character is this supposed to be alluding to? Does anybody know?
Wait, Wait, you don't like monsters?
Nope.
I feel like that's gonna be a problem.
That might be an issue with this with this
considering
scenario.
the rest of your teammates.
Interesting.
We don't sit with George at lunch.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so we've introduced the characters. Let me just give you a little bit of rundown as to the setting. Once upon a time in Europe, 1780, there are strange, half-sensed presences moving at the edge of reality. Beings once relegated to the realms of make-believe have assumed nightmare forms, no less real for being fantastic. Alarmed by the constant calls for help in dealing with supernatural evil, Pope Clement the 14th approves the creation of the Order, a secret group consisting of the Hunters, which are all of you, led by the mysterious Guardians. Hunters accept into their ranks anyone who has demonstrated qualities outside the norm, revealing a connection to the world beyond the threshold of reality. The Hunters' task is to seek out and defeat any supernatural threat. But aren't the Hunters themselves children of the twilight at the edge of reality? That's what the book says. All right, so let's just get started on this scenario. We are going to there we go. So once upon a time in France, 1780, ferocious beasts roam around the village of Dufort. Oh no, I looked up this pronunciation earlier and I totally forgot what it was. Gouvidan? It's basically a place in France. The nobleman
French town.
Gerard Dubois just married the beautiful Isveta of Violina. So many European words right now. I apologize to any of our
feeling
European
very
listeners.
American right
Yes,
now.
I am. Constantly receives demands for help from his subjects, and he is desperate, unable to handle the citizens' fears. Gerard writes a letter to the Papacy, confidentially beseeching the Order's help. Written in Dubois' own trembling hand, it reads, "The beasts that are afflicting Jevudan, that's what it is, Jevudan, are something that moves outside the grace of God. A group of the Order's hunters is set to the village of Dufort to find out what is really going on." So basically, y'all have been sent to this village to figure out these weird things that are going on, these beasts that are plaguing this village.
Beasts plaguing the village. Okay.
So our story opens, and you are being interviewed by nervous Gerard Dubois, who, anxious to get rid of the monsters infesting his lands, has organized a dinner for his long-awaited guests. The room has been booked for you at the town's finest tavern, but even though it's been a long day's journey, now is the time to talk about the matter. Next to the table is a fireplace, and a beautiful woman is pouring wine from her goblet, and she smiles at you. You know this lady as Lady Isveta, Gerard's wife.
Okay.
Gerard welcomes you to the table and says, "Thank you so much for making haste. My town has been plagued by these ferocious beasts for quite some time, and they just keep invading."
I will pull up a seat, I guess, and put my staff next to me, which is a combination of iron and wood, actually. So it kind of makes a really weird vibrating, clanging noise when I set it down.
You know that this is a very furnished, large room, and it has a large painting on the wall. It kind of looks like an older gentleman, and he kind of looks very stern and sullen looking. It almost looks like he's looking down on Gerard, judging him.
Is it one of those paintings that The eyes follow you when you move.
I mean, not really, but you can kind of.
Maybe it just
Maybe it
feels that
does.
way.
Basically, Gerard says, "I'm very, very anxious for you to all start investigating and ridding our land of these monsters. Just whatever you need from us. I'm more than happy to help. I don't know what to do at this point. People are getting murdered and ripped apart, and it's horrible."
What can you tell us about the attacks? Have they been? Is there any pattern that you've seen?
Well,
Who are the victims? Also, I'm just like a wolf. I'm just sitting here. I am literally just a big old wolf. Just to make that clear for everyone.
yes, but
Imagining this.
Wait, like a werewolf or like a wolf wolf?
Like a wolf.
Like four-legged wolf wolf?
Yeah. Just hanging out. Big old four-legged wolf.
no, but you're not going to eat any of us or maul or kill any of my townsfolk, are you?
I am here on orders. I will do what I'm supposed to do.
Thank you. Yes, no, I would say that of all the creatures, you probably, yes, you would probably relate to these from all the reports that we've been having. Basically, these monsters are ferocious beasts, and all we've found are just the bodies and the remains, just shredded up from what's left.
So did whatever this beast is eat them or just kill them?
From what I can tell, both.
Okay.
Obviously, monsters run amok. They must be brought to a stop.
I agree. The first two, I mean, they all the murders have been taking place all over the village, but the first two, of course, were poor Guy and Yvette, the two young lovers. That such a shame to see their romance cut short while they were just trying to live life.
They weren't lovering while they got killed, were they?
Well, all I know is that they were at a rendezvous outside the town.
A squandered chance at love.
Such a shame.
I mean, say more, but I won't.
But what else would you expect when you meet in the old cemetery? It's
okay, well, that's a different story for another time.
There's so many more enjoyable things you could do in the cemetery. I mean, look at all the bones and bodies you could have.
No, there will be no desecrating of bodies.
Who has time for love?
Whoever ate Guy and Yvette. They had time to eat them anyway. All right. And the next victims?
just common folk that are just running around the town. Every once in a while, they go out late at night. We've been telling folks not to that you all aren't allowed outside at night to prevent more of these horrific events from happening.
And these deaths occurred outside of town.
Yes.
Okay.
Only outside.
As of right now.
And only at night.
That's correct.
All right.
Well, that doesn't really sound like your MO, Garou.
No, it doesn't. Also, I wouldn't make such a mess. I don't leave anything behind if I can help it.
Are we actually hearing that right now?
Hearing what?
I'm hearing some howling wolves.
Oh. That's interesting.
I'm going to get up and go look out the window or the door or whichever's most advantageous.
I feel like I should be able to speak wolf. What are they saying?
They just seem to be howling in the distance.
Oh, come on.
I'm
They gotta
gonna,
be saying something.
I'm gonna. I mean, I imagine Guru is probably way bigger than a normal child witch would be. I'm gonna walk up to Guru and kind of just like ruffle their ears a little bit and say, it's okay. They're not talking about you."
I still want to know what they're saying. Weird French wolves. I don't know what they're saying. Peru is still a French name, but whatever. Anyway.
Guru's stomach is big enough to hold someone of your size, little baby Yaga.
Ooh, that was rude. It's Baba, not Baby Yaga. Baba.
I'm
Um,
I'm not going to eat her.
Oh, believe me, they couldn't if they tried.
Could we just avoid the stereotypes, please, George?
but have you seen what large teeth she has?
She's a wolf. She's supposed to have large teeth.
Or they have? Sorry, what pronouns are we using for Guru?
I think it does. I don't think it actually says. I also don't think it matters. Gru is an archetypical wolf, so whichever pronouns work.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is written in second person. It's all you.
Yeah, I know.
So,
That's why I had to
Whatever.
paraphrase a lot of my intro.
right?
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
sorry. Was anything visible out the window?
Yeah, did I see anything or just hear?
No, you just you did not see anything other than the night sky and just constant howling of wolves, or what appears to be wolves.
It sounds like wolves speaking some sort of weird country dialect that I don't understand.
What more do you know about these evil creatures?
Other than that, they're large, and they seem to have fangs and are capable of shredding us normal folks to pieces.
Well, he said that the first attack was at the cemetery. I say that's a good place to start sniffing around for some clues.
That's a
Yes.
reasonable assumption.
That would probably be ideal. I mean, you probably have to wait till morning to do it. But feel free to make yourself at home here, and if you would like to go into the out into the town, you're more than welcome to. I would advise you not to go outside of the city, the town limits, outside the walls of the town, because I cannot guarantee your safety from these horrid monsters.
All right. Okay. I'm all for going out for a wander. Is anybody else coming or go around?
Yeah. Before we leave here, though, I have a gift called "Listen to My Words."
Okay.
So this is a question for the storyteller. I can ask a question regarding a character's behavior, such as any vices or desires they might have.
Okay.
Is this person trustworthy?
Yes, you can definitely tell that they're trustworthy. They're very nervous, and you can tell that they just want to get this all covered up, and that they want this all solved because they don't think that they're... What's the word I'm looking for? They don't feel like they are living up to the standard that this town has been used to.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about that walk.
I think if we're going to be walking around through the town, I will activate my wolf among the lambs, where I can spend a soma in order to assume the shape of a common human.
Nice.
I don't want to scare everybody.
Okay. Sure. Excellent. Yeah, you as you're exiting the dining hall, Gerard says, "Good luck. if you need anything from us, just let us know. And the lady at the fire, his wife at the fireplace, just kind of raises her glass and smiles, and then goes back to talking to who you'd think is probably maybe the man at arms, like the lead hunter for the town. And you walk out of the dining hall and into the next room. And inside this next room, you also see another painting of, looks like the same gentleman, looking rather gruff and judgy and older. And yeah.
Judgy people in this town.
Yeah. Underneath the painting, there's a little plaque that says, in memory of our great leader, Patrick Dubois.
Oh. That's Patrick Dubois, apparently.
Condescending man, apparently.
I guess.
Okay. So I'm going to step outside, have a look around just the immediate area, I guess. How large is this town? Is it like a big town, little town?
It's a fairly large town. There's shops and there's houses, and there's a blacksmith, and
Okay.
a regular.
Is there anybody out on the streets, or is everybody obeying the request not to go out outdoors?
There's a few people that you see here and there outside in Dufort Village. You see a gentleman kind of walking down the street, kind of nonchalantly. You see a woman that's kind of sweeping her front step off.
Okay.
And and then you kind of see an older gentleman kind of staggering down the road, and just kind of,
A drunken stagger, or?
he's just not really. You can just tell he's not quite all that steady.
Okay. So none of these townsfolk really seem overly concerned with the fact that there are wolves howling around the border of their town. So that tells me,
Normal evening for them, I guess.
yeah, either they're used to it at this point, or they are unconcerned as to the danger within the town itself, which is weird.
And they're supposed to be inside.
I mean,
Well,
they've been told to stay inside the walls of the village.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still in the village. They're not like
they're encouraged to stay inside their buildings, but definitely inside the walls at least.
Well, they are clearly skirting the guidelines that have been given to them.
I'm inclined not to argue about that one. That is weird. I mean, if I heard wolves howling around side of my town, I'd be very concerned to be out on the porch sweeping. Okay. I'm just going to head off down a random street, I guess, and see what happens or what I see.
You see this little boy. He just kind of darts out, kind of makes eye contact with you. He's got like blonde hair and French clothing. I don't know what that is.
French clothing.
I don't know what that is.
All right.
And kind of like looks at you, and then kind of just runs down the street and kind of darts down an alley.
Isn't it nighttime? Shouldn't that child be in bed?
I agree. I'm going to go off in pursuit. I shall give chase.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of goes down this. You turn the corner, and it's just a dead alleyway, dead end alleyway, and you don't see him.
All right. I will carefully make my way down the alley and see if I can find a hidden door, or I'll poke at anything that looks like child-sized.
You see, you kind of hear this little like kind of clatter on the roof.
Oh, okay. I shall look up.
And then you see this little boy kind of just lifting himself up onto the roof.
Can I snag him with my staff? It's got a hook on it.
Yeah, give me a roll for
Specifically
that.
has a child snatching hook on it.
A child snatching hook.
You brought it
Because
up.
you're Krampus.
Hey. Okay. What kind of difficulty am I looking at?
We'll say it's probably pretty easy because he's kind of straining to get up onto the onto the roof, and you've got a pretty long hook staff, and it seems like this is something that Krampus is used to doing. So we'll make it a somewhat easy first roll. Do you have any descriptors? So the way the system works is each character has a descriptor. If you have a descriptor that kind of comes into play, that's automatically 3 successes. 3 successes are an easy difficulty level. Medium difficulty level is 5, and hard is 7. If you have a descriptor that comes into play, you automatically succeed at an easy difficulty level, but you get to succeed. You get a success with some sort of cost. If you succeed the difficulty level by 1, you basically get an outright success. If you exceed the difficulty level by 2, then you get to take over the story for a little while and kind of do what you want.
I do have the inner demon that I can use. Once per scene, I can release my own inner demon or someone else's. In this case, I'm going to release my own inner demon. And I'm going to use the inner demon that goes with anger. And it gives me 2 additional successes the first time I use the descriptor for a position check.
Okay.
So I'm going to use childlike anger because I'm Krampus and I've got to restrain the children.
Sure.
So I get automatically 2 successes, and I need 6, right?
No, it was just an easy success, so it was just going to be 3.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll 2 dice.
Okay.
And I got a 4 and a 5.
Awesome. So you get to take over the scene at this point.
All right. So I'm going to reach up and I'll catch him like by the foot or whatever with the hook, and I'll haul him off the roof, and I'll just drop him in my sack directly.
Hey, let me out of here! Let me out of here!
Then I'll hoist him up in the air and shake him around a bit.
Hey, what are you doing? Like, stop that! I know it's not supposed to be out here during curfew, but I had to kind of try to see what was going on.
I'll bonk the sack a little bit with the stick, not enough to hurt him or anything. Just quiet, boy. We have questions.
Just to smarten him up.
Yeah. And then I'll turn and are you guys all following me, or am I here by myself?
Yeah, no, I'm following.
Okay.
Yeah, with you.
I'll turn and then I'll dump out the sack right in front of Garou and Baba Yaga.
Hey, you could be a little more gentle.
And you could be a little less beside.
Aren't you supposed to be in bed, child?
Yeah, but
little thing like you,
see if
the monsters could eat you up.
Yeah, but they're outside the wall, and I kind of wanted to see what they looked like. I was trying to get a good vantage point from outside, from the rooftop, to try to see if I could see anything.
And did you?
I didn't get up there enough because this guy with the hook just pulled me off the roof.
Niklaus, are you falling back into your old ways?
Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, George.
Then he put me in a sack and then beat me on the head.
I'll beat you on something else if you don't be quiet, boy.
I'm telling my mom.
Your mom won't be able to save you from me.
Anyway, I just wanted to take a look, and I couldn't see anything. But, doesn't mean that they're not out there. They're out there, and they're going to come in, and they're going to eat all of us.
All of this howling that we're hearing outside of the town tonight, is this normal?
It's been happening for a while, so they haven't come in yet, but one of these days, they're going to.
So the howling is new, along with the attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised that anybody even goes outside the walls. I go outside the walls just to kind of try to see if I can see anything, because, I want to see a lot of things out there, because, my mom kind of keeps me sheltered in this house and in this village, but I know there's cool stuff out there, and I wanted to see it all. And,
Little child, you must not be breaking the rules in this way. Do not go outside the walls if you have been told not to.
But there's cool stuff out there, and I want to see it.
You know,
Like,
you don't need to listen to him. If you want to go, just go. You might, get eaten by these wolves, but I guess that's the risk you take, right?
well, I see other kids out there. There's other kids out there all the time. Like I went out to Oakglade, and you know what? I saw this little girl that was like sitting there, and she was having a good time. And
What little girl?
I don't know, some little girl. I just saw some little girl out there, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Not
there's a little girl out here.
Not someone you recognized from your village?
I don't really see a whole lot of people because Mom kind of keeps me inside because of the monsters. But I really want to go outside, and so like I did, and yeah, I didn't know who this little girl was, but she had like a red cape on, and she was just kind of sitting there in the glade, and yeah, she didn't seem to be all that scared. So maybe we're just all scared for no reason at all.
I think the mutilated bodies would tell you otherwise.
You saw mutilated bodies?
Not yet.
That sounds really gross.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I could, when you find one, do you think I could see it?
Hopefully there won't be any more.
Or you could be next.
That's not very nice.
If you go back out beyond the wall, then you could end up as a mutilated body, or I could turn Niklaus loose on you.
Yes, let's turn Nicholas loose.
All right. I will go back home and I will stay in my house like my mom says. And
That sounds like a good plan.
okay.
I have a little pouch of goodies that are actually things that happen to get collected by Niklaus when he releases his own inner demon. He has no idea what's actually in the bag at any given time. So I'm just going to reach in and grab randomly around, and I'll pull out this old gold tooth that's from some person somewhere, and I'm going to drop it in the kid's hand. And he says, "You see, Krampus can give."
That is disgusting.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Doug.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as that's happening, I'm gonna pull the ragdoll out of my bag and kind of throw it further into the alleyway. And I have magic abilities. I'm gonna start making the ragdoll appear as if it's like a mutilated child. And then I'm gonna wait for the interaction between Niklaus and the child.
Okay. Yeah, the child will just like hold the golden tooth in his hand, and he'll be like, he won't know, like he's kind of like grossed out by it, but also he thinks it's kind of cool.
Niklaus is just fascinated that it's a golden tooth. He's like, where the heck did I get that?
It's just like he's just trying to think of like how he's going to explain this to his mom now that he has this golden tooth, because like
it's a lot of money.
yeah, and he'll just kind of look at everybody else and kind of like quickly put it in his pocket.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna say, "Now, do make sure you listen to your mother, unless you want that to be you." And I'm gonna point my hand in the direction of where the illusion of the ragdoll is.
Yep. And the little boy will look at it and be like, and he'll kind of like take a second and then just run right back to his house.
Okay.
It warms my heart every time. And I'll pick the ragdoll up and put it back in my bag.
All right. All right. So a little girl in a red cloak in a glade was unconcerned about the howling of wolves. That's interesting.
The howling of wolves that started around the same time as the attacks did. So
Yeah. So obviously they're related, or
most likely connected.
Okay. All right, back out of the alley. into the main street, I guess. Anything has changed?
Oh, fellow hunters, it's nice to see you. Hello. Yes,
Who are you?
I am Nicholas.
Hey,
That's confusing.
only one Nicholas, please.
Oh, your name's Nicholas as well. Oh, well, all the good hunters are, of course, named Nicholas.
I can't argue.
Yes, of course. Yes, well, it's nighttime, and that is the right time to go maybe looking for these beasts.
What? Okay, Flexer all right.
I'm sorry. Were you also contacted by this town to go and hunt
I
these
don't need
beasts?
to be contacted by any town to know when to save people from horrific beasts. I just come in and do what's right and
So you just
maybe
wandered
flex
in
a little
here
bit along the way.
of your own accord.
Yes, I know that these beasts are ferocious, and I can't wait to show Gerard exactly what I'm made of and who is in charge and who can tame these wild beasts.
Are you all right?
Having a seizure of some sort?
Well, sometimes when people look at this physique, I could see them thinking that maybe you'd have a seizure, but, it's not. They're just in awe of this specimen right here.
Is he actually like swole?
Okay.
He's pretty swole, but like he's definitely, overdoing it to
He's hamming it up.
some degree.
Okay.
We all know that guy that kind of works out.
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit,
that one guy who has a
that thinks
burning
they're Arnold
desire,
Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
but they're not really Arnold.
got to flex that bicep at every turn. Yeah. Okay. And what were you like? Where did you come from? You were just like were you watching us in the alley? Were you following us?
I was here at this town and I heard the howling outside, so I thought,
You were in town already.
yes, of course.
Okay.
Thought,
Do
once
you
I
live here, young Nicholas?
I am the resident hunter of this area, and yes, and I thought that, I should go out and take a look once I stopped looking at myself in the mirror and made sure everything was in place, because, I want to make sure that...
I believe you
my
should
fans-
best leave the slaying of the monstrous to the professionals.
Exactly. That's what I tell Gerard. Just leave it to me, and I will be glad to eradicate this village of any beast that plague this area.
With all of the childlike innocence, like the disgusting childlike innocence that I can muster, I'm gonna say, wow, Mister, you sure look the part of a great monster hunter, and I can tell by your muscles that you've done a lot of good work here. But so, I was wondering if you could help us maybe get started and make a name for ourselves. I mean, where should we start?
I mean, I would start outside the walls.
Okay, a detective.
And
Wow.
you can go outside the walls this way or this way.
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Either way will get you outside the walls.
Yeah, I would like to use another spell.
Please do.
Okay.
I beg of you.
So I forgot to say in the last spell I did, I was supposed to ask how much soma I had to pay. So it's 0 to 2 soma per spell at your discretion.
Okay.
At the storyteller's discretion. So how much for the first one, the
I'll say it's
ragdoll
one.
illusion?
We'll make it a one.
Okay.
Thing.
I we're outside. I'm sure there's bugs and moss flying around like torchlight. Picturing those bugs. I'm gonna make him feel like he has some bugs under his skin.
Okay.
Because I really don't like this guy, and I kind of want him to be gone.
Okay. He as he's talking with you all, he just kind of starts scratching at himself and just kind of starts when he starts looking at his arms, and it's like, you'll have to excuse me. I'm going to got to go into the house, and I've got to prepare for this showdown with these beasts. Yes, I will be back. Just remember, if you need me, my name is Nicolas Gaston, and I will be back in this. If you go outside the wall, I will be there shortly, and I'm sure I will meet up with you later. And yes, I won't have any of this going on. Oh my god! And he walks back into his runs. He kind of walks slowly away from you, and then when he thinks he's like out of sight of you, he starts running towards his residence.
Oh, so glad he's gone.
Well done, Baba Yaga.
Yes.
Is that going to be another one, Soma?
Yeah, that'll be another one. So that's fine.
Okay.
All right, with the fanboy gone, we will proceed, I guess, with our tour around the town. I guess, looking for more clues and such.
Yeah, it's fairly late at this point. I think most of the town is kind of all in their houses now at this point. And, they're all kind of locking their doors, shutting their windows, and settling in for the night.
Okay, so what you're saying is we're not going to find anything else out this evening.
Unless you want to go into somebody's houses and
I mean,
knock on any doors or anything.
I don't have a bag full of coal or anything to drop off, so it would be inconsiderate of me to be breaking indoors. All right. So anybody else want to adventure around, or do we go back to the inn and wait for morning?
Unless we want to go out there tonight.
I'm a little keen to go out there tonight. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we're here to fight monsters. We're not gonna find monsters. We're not gonna find monsters during the day.
It's true.
We're gonna find what they did at night.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the interest of life saving, George, looking at you, George, we should probably hit the cemetery now, because we know there's no townsfolk out.
Hopefully.
Let us ride forth.
All right.
Okay, up to the cemetery.
You want to go to the cemetery?
Aldebrand, fetch my horse.
Do you have a horse, George?
Yeah, George has
Of
a horse.
course.
Don't you remember George riding in on his horse?
I
He's
don't.
always on his horse.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Aldebrand, my squire, runs off to get the horse.
You have a squat. Oh my! You got all right. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, it's that guy who follows him around. Doesn't say anything.
I thought that was Nick. Well, I thought that was
He's very
Nick.
quiet.
Okay, all right, fine then. Go get your horse, George. We'll
I
wait.
don't have to get my horse. Aldebrand will get it for me.
Yeah, but now we all have to wait for Aldebrand.
It's all right. He's good at his job. He'll be here any minute.
George gets his horse, and you proceed
Aldebrand gets George's horse for him.
That's right. Exactly. Aldebrand, yes. And you proceed to go to the edge of town where the wall is, and the door, and the guardsman there says, I'm not supposed to let anybody out. We're not supposed to lower these. We're not supposed to open these gates for anybody. Once it gets dark.
If you please, we are agents of the Papacy, and it is our duty to seek out and hunt down these creatures that are terrifying this area. Now, be out of our way.
Well, I guess so. I mean, I'm just going to open it real quick, and then I'm going to lock it quickly behind you because, we're not supposed to open the door.
And if we come back, you keep the door locked unless we tell you to let us in.
But what if you're the monster?
You're already doomed if we're the monsters.
All right. So that he opens the lock, pulls the bar aside, slowly kind of opens up, kind of peeks around a little bit into the door, says, "Good luck with wherever you're headed."
I guess we'll step on through the door and let him panic and lock it behind us.
Come along, Aldebrand.
I'm going to make sure I glare directly at him the whole time he's swinging the door shut behind us.
All right. Yeah, you make your way through the door, and he keeps eye contact with Baba Yaga and just kind of slams the door, and you hear the thunk, 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 thunk of the door being reinforced and locked behind you.
Good Sir Guard, do not, for your very safety, let anyone back into this town tonight, excepting it is us.
I might not even let you all in if you come back.
All right.
Also a bad idea.
Want to bet?
Okay. Anyway, grandstanding aside, off to the cemetery.
All right. Yeah, the cemetery is about a mile away from the the village. So you
Why don't we all
from...
have horses?
It's just a mile. It's not far.
As you make your way down the dirt roads and trails to the cemetery, you can you hear the howling still going on, and every once in a while you kind of feel like you're being watched from the shadows. And you could probably almost even swear that there's movement that you can kind of see from the corner of your eyes as you turn and look around, but you can't quite see anything definitely.
I'm gonna turn towards the movement and just try to discern if it's if it's the tree that carries my hut kind of shifting to follow us.
Okay.
That would be hilarious. We're all just, what's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, crap. It's just a house.
Do you want it to be the hut that carries you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you're the storyteller. I just know that there is actually a hut that follows me around in this game.
Yes.
So
I think originally you start to... I think originally you start to see the movements and you think it's something ominous, and then you realize that no, it's just your hut that is following you around. That
good.
Kind of forgot, and
good.
So you walk down these streets and these dirt roads and these paths, and you come across the old cemetery of Dufort. It's about a 10-minute walk from the town, and then the full moon above is kind of shining brightly, and you can kind of see this totally abandoned cemetery. There's an old rusty gate at the front, and you see many weathered gravestones. And there's also a little small church in the center of the graveyard or of the cemetery. And
This is holy ground. We will surely be safe here.
You don't understand how holy ground works, George. There's nothing holy about this ground. This is just where you bury it. I've been an exorcist long enough to know that there's nothing holy about this ground. There's nothing holy in any cemetery.
Okay, well, while they're arguing, I'm going to start sniffing around.
Sure.
Literally Literally sniffing.
Garo, you sniff and you can definitely you can definitely pick up the scent of other wolves, and you look down and there's tracks down on the ground.
Do they just smell like regular wolves?
Somewhat. There might be something else added to that. You can't quite tell.
I smell wolves. I see wolf tracks.
Yeah. You kind of look down a little bit more to the tracks, and you see a lot of wolf prints, and then you also see something kind of sticks out along with the wolf tracks, and there's some little small footprints along with the wolf tracks.
Like what kind of footprints?
They look like they're like a child's footprint.
Bab, have you been hanging around out here?
Not recently.
I
Is
don't
it
think.
a bare footprint or a shoed footprint?
No, good question.
It looks like a bear footprint, like someone didn't have any shoes on.
Not a
Not
bear.
Honest to God, bear.
Yeah, not a bear, not a bear, grr, but like
That would be a terrible
someone's-
switch.
yeah, exactly.
It's a bear. It's a child. It's a bear child.
Like some small bare feet from a
Small
child.
barefooted child.
Yes.
Gotcha.
All right. Guru, can you follow these prints, I guess? Do we search for the child?
I can try.
Yeah, you can. If you want to follow the tracks, they kind of lead into a wooded forest area. If you'd like.
All right.
Okay. Gonna
Away from
follow
the
tracks.
Away from the
Away-
cemetery, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
into the woods.
Away from the
Okay.
cemetery. Yeah. So you follow the tracks into the forest. And sometimes the tracks aren't very they kind of fade a little bit, but thanks to having Guru with you, you can kind of keep the scent of the tracks, and you can kind of keep going. And eventually, the tracks lead to this large natural cave in the side of a mountain, and it just kind of disappears into this darkness and into this hole in the cave.
I cannot guarantee our safety now that we have left the holy ground of the cemetery.
You were able
Yep.
to guarantee it before?
It's okay. He fought.
Just let him have his moment.
Okay, fine. All right. Does anyone have a light source?
No. No.
No, we don't need one? Or no?
No, I don't have one.
Okay.
How badly do you need a light source?
I mean, it's a dark cave, George.
This is true. I mean, how much do you want to go into the dark cave in the middle of night without any light?
I'm sure Guru can navigate excellently without aid, but I have regular eyeballs.
I am fine. I have regular eyeballs as well, but I have much better other senses than you do. Relying on your eyes all the time.
Right.
When you have perfectly good noses and ears.
I'm gonna break off a fairly sizable branch off of one of the trees, and I'm gonna focus a spell around the branch because it's in my possession now, and I would like the end of it to burst into flame.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Like a torch.
Okay.
Soma.
So will you have you use a Soma point for that?
Okay.
Absolutely. So Baba Yaga, this little child witch, is now holding a torch in one hand.
Well done, Baby Yaga.
Yeah, on my character sheet it says I hate the way people perceive my childlike
Sure.
appearance.
Yep.
So I would imagine I give George much the same glare that I gave the guardsman, except you could probably see a little glint of like my alter ego in my eyes as I give you the glare, which is the dark witch, the evil witch. I'm sorry.
I love it.
That's awesome. Okay, into the cave.
George is mostly oblivious. Yeah.
This surprises no one.
Yeah, you go into the cave and you see remnants of villagers on the cave floor here and there, and you see, of course, a whole bunch of tracks on the bottom of the cave. Yeah, is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
I'll examine the bodies, I guess. Are they fresh? Are they old? Well, I mean, recent?
It looks like they have been there for a little while, maybe like a few days.
Okay. And these ones have the same MO as the other ones that the townsfolk found? Mangled, somewhat devoured?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Can't identify anybody?
No, it's just possible, just remains of bones and pieces of corpses.
Okay.
They've been eaten?
It looks like it, yes.
Gross.
Well, this seems to be a lair of sorts.
An unholy lair.
They
Sure,
didn't even
George.
finish their food.
No. Well, it looks like they're killing for sport as much as for food. So,
Wasteful.
indeed. And both sets of tracks came in here? The barefooted child and
Yeah, it looks like it.
wolf tracks? Okay.
But we
The
don't see
barefooted child and the child-footed bear.
But we don't see a barefooted child or a child-footed bear.
No,
among
you don't see.
the
You don't
remains.
see any. There doesn't seem to be any.
is there any sign of like where the child might be sleeping, resting, something? I don't know. Like a,
Do you want to go further into the cave? Is
yeah,
that?
by all means. I would love to go further
Sure,
into the
let's
wolf
go
bear cave.
further into the cave of ripped up dead bodies. It sounds
Yeah.
like a great plan.
So you go in and it's kind of like this little offshoot, this little like kind of like little, I don't know what you want to call it, cavern almost in this cave, and it seems to be kind of like almost like there's like some tattered blankets and like kind of like a makeshift pillow, and there are drawings on the wall of this cave, part of the cave. Kind of like, it almost looks like a child has made this like their room.
Huh.
Is anyone here good with art? In character, Amanda. Sorry.
No.
All right. I guess I'll have a look at the drawings and see if we can make any sense of them.
Yeah, you go over to the drawings and you see that it's the drawings are made with an unusual substance. They're all red drawings. They're sketched out red, something red that was used.
Obviously, Joe.
Ketchup?
Or
Ketchup,
yes.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. There's
Definitely not gore.
definitely, yeah. And you see a drawing of a woman and a little child holding hands.
Aw, how sweet.
And then you kind of see like someone kind of like took like claw marks and just kind of clawed out the image of the drawing of the woman.
Oh,
Okay.
that's sweet.
Someone has some sort of authority issue. All right. I guess I'll search the bed area. So that toss the kids' chamber.
You don't really see a whole lot. You see some you see some like some fur.
Okay.
What
Like
kind of
clumps
fur?
of fur, or
It's just like kind of like like a like like animal shed, that kind of.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I see.
Yeah,
Just fur.
yeah, just fur.
Well, this appears to be where their lair is, then for sure. So we could just wait here for them to return. It is passing midnight. Well, probably well past midnight now.
Yeah, it's well past midnight. It's almost morning. You could
Yeah.
probably another hour or two. It's probably morning.
I mean, if the creatures retreat to this place during daytime hours to hide out, they're definitely going to come right to us. Whether that's good or bad, remains to be seen.
Right? I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. We'll definitely be able to catch who they are.
Now, this creature will probably be able to smell us, so if we're going to wait in ambush, then we probably should make sure we coat ourselves in this gore
Oh,
to mask our scent.
Who hurt you, Baba?
it's not a bad plan. I just don't like it.
It's a
Yeah, and,
horrifying plan.
As I'm talking, I'm
Blasphemous.
already picking up like a piece
Oh,
of just...
wait a minute. Okay, there's
just,
no
like,
way I'm agreeing with
rubbing it.
George on this.
Do not.
No, she's right.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. We could use George. Wait, is your horse in here with us, George?
Run the horse into the cave. It's just like this.
Wrote it in.
Aldebrand could just be like with a lead over his shoulder behind him. He doesn't have to ride the horse. I mean, George would for sure, but
Rode the horse into the cave.
100% see that.
Yeah, I
Scraping
don't
his
think we
helmet
would have
on the
left
ceiling.
Aldebrand and the horse outside if it was possible to bring the horse in. If there's a place where they needed to stop, that's a different story. How level is the ground in the cave?
Could we have brought the horse?
You probably could have brought the horse in. It probably wouldn't have had a whole lot of room, and I don't know how comfortable the horse would have been in a dark cave. Like I think it
full
might have been
Of dead animals.
full of
bodies.
dead pieces of body.
Horses.
But,
Notoriously even-tempered.
Yeah,
creatures.
definitely not easily
Yeah.
spooked or anything. Okay, so it's George's horse. Is the horse in here with us, George, or not?
Yeah.
the horse is in
The
there.
horse
with George.
is in the
Okay.
cave.
Why
Awesome.
not? Sure.
Aldebrand is just panicking, trying to keep it calm. Like, please, no.
Aldebrand, failure will not be accepted.
Okay, so here's my idea. We do the gore thing, except for George and Aldebrand. And does the horse have a name?
It is my horse.
Okay, so the horse. All right, so we leave them uncovered. They're bait. So when the wolves and the little girl, hopefully, all come back, they smell food or snacks or interlopers or whatever, and they come rushing in, and we're able to surprise them.
I
Do
like
not
it.
like this blasphemous idea.
Oh,
What, you're going to meet evil head on, George? What's wrong with that?
yeah.
I'm selling it. Aha!
Oh,
See? It's too late anyway, George.
I'm gonna go back into my wolf shape,
Okay. Sure.
and I'm gonna just roll around in the gore.
Okay.
I will
Delicious.
you. I'm just gonna like put my hand gently in it and like pat my chest a little bit and be like, okay, I'm good.
You gotta roll. You gotta properly roll.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
You gotta
get
get
it
on
in
your
there.
back and then do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it like all smashed into my hair and like matted into my clothes.
See, she's got the right idea.
Okay, fine. I'll just be
I
like,
just kind of like lean up against Nicholas, just like rub.
ah,
Do not
come on.
understand. I do not
you
understand
go.
His Holiness's tolerance of you.
As George is saying that, I'm standing behind, kind of just like mocking.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I do understand His Holiness's tolerance of you.
So basically you're all covered in gore, and you're in this cave waiting for this person to come back.
We're waiting for evil to come to us.
Okay.
I don't like his skepticism at our plan, actually. That's a little bit terrifying.
It's fine. Sure.
Yeah. After a little while, these kind of two wolves kind of come out from deeper inside the cave, and they kind of start trotting along, out of the darkness, and they kind of stop for a second. Kind of seem like something's not right here. And they just kind of keep walking on just a little bit more. Are you guys trying to hide at all?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll be like scrunched up in a corner. I'm wearing like tattered old robes, so I'll probably look like a lump of just discarded clothing or something in the corner.
Okay.
How are we hiding a horse?
We're not. He's bait.
The horse is bait.
That's right.
Yeah. You all may be being quiet.
Yes.
We're just like,
Halt in the name of all that is holy.
I knew it.
All of a sudden, their ears perk up, and they stop, and they like crouch down real low, and they start growling at you.
Good. I was hoping you would do that. I'm sorry. Damn it. Do not make your dissembling faces toward me. Now hand yourselves over, for your time is done.
I think at this point, one of them's just going to try to leap up and try to take you down.
Why does he think this will work? Why does he ever think this will work?
So,
really pious.
Can I, is this a good time to invoke my dark ego?
usually you can do that when you take a wound.
Not in this case. It says the activator is invoke holy divine power by reproaching all sinners and providing an example of purity and righteousness.
Okay. I'm sure. I'll let you do that. Why not?
Okay. So George,
just becomes like this holy light
is
of...
gonna go full saint. Yeah.
Wow.
And channels the divine sacred power, and everybody bows their heads because that's what you do. And basically, like, every supernatural thing lowers their opposition level by 1.
Okay.
To me, and then he also has the ability, if he wants to emit like a holy aura as part of this. And so he's going to light up the entire cave.
Okay, yeah, the whole cave just kind of glows in this. Even if you were standing outside the cave, you would just see this kind of just white, yellowish light just kind of emit from the mouth of the cave. And everybody around you just kind of, even the fellow hunters kind of, they can't look at you directly because of this light. And the two wolves, all of a sudden, the one that was about to pounce on you, kind of stops midair and kind of falls to the ground, and the other one tries to look at you real quick, and then kind of backs up into the back of the cave, and then just kind of turns around and shoots just like speeds off into the dark.
It's going the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deeper into the cave.
Oh, not out of the cave, but deeper in. Okay.
Yeah, deeper into the cave.
So then George will draw his sword. Surrender now or be smitten.
And
Does that even work? Is that how you say that? I don't think it
sure.
is.
I mean, it sounds good to me.
Smited?
Okay.
Smoke?
Surrender now or be
Smoked.
struck by
Smoked.
my smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be smote.
Smitten is more of a hey,
Yeah, I totally know. Yeah.
how you doing?
They just kind of the one that's there just kind of growls and tries to keep looking at you, but definitely doesn't want to back down.
Mm-hmm. Take them.
I did my thing. You guys do your thing.
Yeah, probably I'm eyeing everyone else, kind of wondering like, do we actually help this guy or
Help what guy? George?
George? Yeah.
Yeah. He's a weirdo, but I mean, we still help him.
I'm on the fence. Whatever you guys want to do.
Okay. Nicholas is going to try and get around to the other side. You know, they came in on us, and then George let the sunshine in or whatever. I'm going to try and get around behind them to prevent a retreat out of the cave.
Okay.
And I will try to block anything like wolf. Did the little girl come in? I don't remember that part.
No.
We have not seen a little
the two
girl.
wolves. One bolted to the back of the cave.
Okay.
And one of them is just kind of still trying. He's just not going to give up.
All right, I'm
Are
going
they
to try and get
similar
around.
in size, or are they?
They are. They're both black. They're big, furry, wolf-like creatures.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and get around behind them to prevent a retreat. And if they try to retreat, I will attempt to club them with my staff.
Sure.
Or staff them with my club, or whatever they call it.
Do you want to try to? They're going to try to attack
Okay.
George. I think at this point.
Oh,
He's right in front of them.
okay. If I'm in range, I shall attempt to smack one.
Okay, so I think George needs to roll for some sort of defense roll.
Okay.
I would say it's an easy difficulty, so you need to get 3 successes or 4 to not have something,
And this is
negative
a monstrous thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I should have 3 from my descriptors. I
Okay.
think.
Yep.
I also have a fervor token. I don't know if this is the right time to use it. It might not be. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to roll 1 dice just to see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 6. It's not a 1, so that's all that matters.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah, so you avoid it pouncing on you, and it jumps and just kind of starts trying to slash at you, but it misses and falls to the ground. And Nicholas or Garu or Baba Yaga, it's your turn at this point. Whatever you'd like to do.
The one that has hit the ground, I will try and smite or smack.
Okay. Yeah, the other one that ran into the back of the cave is no longer in sight anymore.
I am not pursuing anything into the darkness. Or wait, into the back of the cave, is that being lit up by his radiant aura as well?
Kind of, but you see that it's now not in sight at all.
Okay, all right. So yeah, definitely not a good idea to pursue that. All right. What would you like me to roll to attack this?
Whatever you'd like to. It's a difficulty of 3, so go ahead and.
I'm not going to invoke anything at this point. I'm just going to roll dice. I'm going to
You
roll.
automatically get 1 success if you don't have any descriptor.
Okay.
So you're
I'm
going to
roll. I'm going to roll 3 dice.
Okay.
And I got 2, 3, 5, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you tell me how you hit it. You just hit it with your club and just kind of smack it.
I'm going to pull the same trick that I did on the kid. I'm going to hook the shepherd's crook part of it around the hind leg of the wolf, drag it back towards myself, and then I'll release the leg from the crook and spin the staff around and whack it.
Okay. Yeah, it knocks it unconscious, and it's just laying there, lifeless on the cave floor. On the cave floor.
And that will be, I guess, my turn. I suppose I can't really do much else. I'm sure.
Okay. What would the rest of you like to do?
I will foolishly pursue that other wolf into the darkness.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
I will follow. That sounds fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. You make your way
crashing into the darkness.
You make your way into the cave, and you see that that there is like this hidden tunnel.
Oh. Secret tunnel. I'm glad somebody likes my jokes.
Is it? I'm glad you said it because I thought it.
I always think it.
Is so you said it's hidden. Like, is it? You said we see a hidden tunnel? Like, do we know it's there? So it's not really hidden. It's just a tunnel.
You see it's there. Yeah, you it's like kind of behind this like rock formation, and it's not really like
okay.
If you were walking down the tunnel, you'd have to like look off the side and see it, and like see that it goes. It's not completely like clearly visible.
Okay. Okay, but we're gonna go down the secret tunnel.
Okay.
Because that's where the other wolf probably went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Down into the secret tunnel. I imagine we don't have a light source at this point, so I'm mostly going by smell and hearing.
Well, if Baba Yaga's with you, you probably have
that's right. You have your torch.
I do.
You as you go down this tunnel, you see there's all sorts of footprints that have made their way kind of in this direction, and you can kind of tell that this tunnel kind of is in the direction of the village.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Same direction.
Great.
Like if you were to go back to the village.
Yeah. Great.
Only underground.
Interesting.
They have an access tunnel, apparently.
What is Nicholas and George doing at this point?
Aldebrand, tie the wolf to the back of the horse.
All right. So he does that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Muzzle it?
Yes, sir.
And let's go that way. Bring my light with me.
Okay.
I guess I will follow George since he's the light source.
You make your way into the tunnel behind Garu and Baba Yaga, and eventually you kind of catch up to them. And the tunnel is not as big as the cave, so it's kind of like some tough spots that this horse is trying to get through. You kind of really have to have a hard time getting him through these like small tunnels.
Get along, horse.
Oh.
And okay, the horse just kind of you can see every once in a while he just kind of objects and wants to know why he's.
Why are you doing this to me?
Why am I in this position at this point? And you make your way through this tunnel system, and up ahead you hear screams and cries and all sorts of commotion. after about 10 minutes or so.
It's a party.
Woo!
All right. Pursuit. Reckless pursuit.
Yeah, you run through the rest of the tunnel. It pops up into the town square, the village square, and when you appear out of this tunnel, you see just townspeople crying. There's pieces of townspeople all over in the. It's now pretty much daylight, early morning, and there are people running and screaming, and they definitely are very, very terrified.
Eaten?
Yes,
Oh,
and eaten.
terrified.
Yes. And then you see him off to one side. There's like a family of 4, and there's like 3 wolves kind of cornering them, and they're kind of snarling and growling at them and kind of snapping at them. And you see, another hunter that looked familiar with big biceps, kind of running, out of. He's not running towards the commotion. He's definitely running away from
This guy.
he's
Bad
in the background, kind of running away from all the commotion
Yep.
as fast as he can.
Can I address the people of the town?
Sure, you can.
Great. What's the name of the town again?
It is the town of
People of this town.
Durfort.
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 Yes.
Durfort.
Durfort.
Durfort. All right, fine. People of Durfort. In the face of this abominable evil, you must rise forth and smite back the evil that faces you. And basically he's got, in the name of all that is holy, and he's got this gift called Agent of the Papacy. And he can speak to a crowd and infuse their hearts with the light of faith. I do have a fervor token, so I will spend my 1 fervor token to do this.
Okay.
And it creates a descriptor that represents feelings of faith, anger, and desire for justice against evil.
Okay.
In these people.
Nice. Yeah, you see that you make this impassioned speech, and all the people that were once terrified, and there's people just screaming and people crying, holding their eaten loved ones on the ground. You can see them all of a sudden stop and just kind of take in this moment, and then the family that was kind of cornered by these 3 wolves that was up against this wall or whatever, and they're just kind of cornered. You can see the husband or the male figure kind of feel like he's empowered, and he kind of just like stands up, or he kind of like moves forward in front of like his I guess his family, and then all of a sudden this big wolf just kind of jumps into frame and grabs him and like hauls him off.
Okay. It worked so well.
The inspired victim.
It should inspire y'all as well, I think. But anyway.
For like a brief for like a brief second, you could see that the family was like, oh, Dad's gonna save us, and then all of a sudden, boom.
I mean,
Damn.
kind of did. Somebody else would have
But
gotten
actually,
eaten if he didn't.
that is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true. That's true.
Is the wolf that grabbed the father out of sight yet?
No, he's definitely like he's got him in his mouth, and he's just kind of running. Like
Okay, I can use my magic to inflict wounds. I only have 2 soma left, so hopefully I can do this. But I'm going to focus this on the small curved dagger, and I want to open a cut across the wolf's throat.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you see wolf just all of a sudden he's running. He's got this. He's a big wolf, so he's got like a grown man in his mouth that he's running with, and then all of a sudden you see him run, and then this like gash appears on its throat, and it just kind of like drops the man. The man kind of goes rolling on the dirt in the center of town, and then all of a sudden you hear it, and it like collapses to the ground.
Baba Yaga saves the day again.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's how we're going to report it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you see that there's all sorts of wolves trying to devour this family.
Lucky us, them. I don't know. Still no sign of the girl.
Nope.
This is frustrating. I don't honestly have a great deal of things that I can do to help in this situation. These are not. Are these wolves supernatural in any way?
They definitely are larger than normal wolves, but I don't know if they're supernatural. I wouldn't say they're supernatural.
Big.
All right. Most of my abilities rely on supernatural influences. Okay, can't do that.
Well,
and I don't meet the requirement for that.
I might have something. So one of my descriptors is that I love manipulating people and often do it merely to amuse myself. My activator to activate my dark ego, one of them is to scare ordinary people. So it says that I can unleash my evil aura, and animals and ordinary people are tormented by your presence and will flee in terror.
Oh.
It's kind of a twofer because I'll get a chuckle at the ordinary townsfolk running away, but I would also scare the wolves away. Is that a thing I can do?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's. Yeah.
I don't know how George is going to feel about the presence of a great evil nearby, but
Is George still growing with his aura, and like after making that impassioned plea. So man, these townsfolk are kind of just riding this roller coaster of emotions. Like they're like all inspired, and then all of a sudden they just feel like this great evil, and they gotta run. Yeah. So all of the I guess all of the wolves scatter, and all the townsfolk also scatter, and they all find a place to hide, and the wolves kind of, at least the wolves in the yard, are all kind of they run back into where they came from, and they're not messing with anybody anymore.
Hey, I didn't really think about this, but would this affect George's horse and squire too?
Definitely, it definitely would. Yeah.
In character, I am laughing. Out of character, I apologize. I did not think about that.
Aldebrand and horse will always do what I tell them to do.
Once they're done running away and cower.
Once they're done running away, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the Aldebrand and the horse are they're just booking it. It's at this point that you see the gentleman that was at the dinner scene with the wife come into play, and he's like, we're trying to hold off the wolves as much as we can. We did the best we could to protect the palace, but it was a futile effort, and we need to leave. This isn't going to end favorably.
Do you want to abandon the town?
Yes. The wolves have taken it.
What we just
drove them off.
Well, not the ones at the palace.
There's a
Wait.
palace?
There's
That's
more wolves.
where you all were when you first started.
There's more wolves there right now.
I tried to keep them at bay, but they overpowered me. I just
okay.
barely
Okay.
made it with my life. Also,
I guess
there
we have
was
to go to
this
the palace.
little girl with them.
Okay, we definitely have to go to the palace.
Yep. Next stop. You flee as you need to, sir.
Just go hide in the basement somewhere. Don't abandon the town. We've got this under control.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Skedaddling to the palace with all haste.
Yeah. You get to the palace. You see Gerard running out of the palace, and says, there's some sort of small being that has broken in and now is chasing. All she keeps saying is, "Where's my mother? Where's my mother?" I have no idea what she's talking about, but I'm afraid for my wife's life at this point.
Where's your wife?
Somewhere in the palace. I didn't stick
That's
around.
Absolutely horrible idea.
Well,
all right.
When there's wolves and this strange little person running around with a wooden mask, I don't ask any questions, and I just try to get out of... Yes, it was this really handmade wooden mask with a smiley face on it. It was rather disturbing.
Fair enough.
The fact that you would leave your wife behind, good sir. Get back in there and protect now.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah. You're gonna try and inspire this man to his death?
I saw some gruesome things that happened in the palace. I do not want to be like those people. I'm going to try to find a place to hide.
Yeah, I don't have any more fervor tokens. So
okay. Darn it. That would have been hilarious. Okay. Anyway, lack of familial love and affection aside, we'll let him scamper off. And we will enter the building. Yeah. I guess.
You enter the building. You can definitely tell going into the building that it's just a mess and that there's a battlefield that just took place in front of the castle. It's just it looks like a slaughterhouse. There's guards and pieces of guards all over the place, and castle staff that you kind of glanced at earlier that now don't look like they're doing any glancing at all. They're just kind of
Fair enough. All right. We will.
Things are upheaved and scattered all over the place, and and you hear a cry in the other room.
Childlike or
no? It sounds like a woman's cry. Like she's.
All right. Quickly into the other room.
So you go into that great hall that you had dinner at. And in front of you is a terrified Elizaveta. And next to her is a little girl covered in mud and blood. And she's got this wooden face on, or this wooden mask on her face that looks kind of like a little smiley face. And she's got a little red hood on, and she's like, Mother, what? Aren't you happy to see me again, Mother?
I feel like we maybe have been missing some context for this whole situation.
She's like, you're not supposed. As Vanta says, you're not supposed to be here. But Mother. You sent me away to grandmother's house.
Uh-oh.
Supposedly to take care of her. But you knew full well that I wouldn't return and that I would be eaten by the wolves. So now I'm going to take care of you. And she takes off the mask that she has on her face, and she has like these jagged fangs that, and her nose is kind of human, but it's also got a little bit of you know, dog-like kind of shape to it, and her eyes have turned very dog-like, and she's like, "But you didn't." Yes.
Hold that thought, there, kid.
Don't you see? I'm not the monster in this situation. She is, and she looks, and her eyes kind of become that glowing kind of wolf-like eyes, and she's like, and she says, she wanted to live in luxury. Look at this place. She knew she couldn't get married if she had me. She knew that Gerard wouldn't accept her with a child. So what did she do? She sends me off into the woods to take care of Grandma, knowing full well that I wouldn't return.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty messed up. Hey, what if you eat your mom and then you get the rest of your buddies to stop harassing this town? You, like, move on. No more eating the villagers.
Well, I mean, we have to eat something.
Yeah, but eat, like, deer. But random livestock, not villagers.
They didn't even finish the villagers. They're wasting food.
I know. It's unacceptable. I promise you, a unattended lamb, much better tasting than random blacksmith.
Stringy people, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point that Azveta says, please save me. I don't know what she's talking about. She's insane. She's a monster.
Is she, though?
She is. But I believe you are as well.
And at this point, you hear this really loud howling from the other room. And this, all of a sudden, this even larger wolf comes in and just kind of looks at both of you. Or looks at all of you.
Oh, hey, dude.
And starts... She's like, Greskar, be good. They know who the true monster is.
Yeah, go ahead and eat her, but then you all need to leave. Don't eat any more villagers.
Well, you know that once I take care of Mom, you know her husband won't be satisfied with us just leaving.
Her husband will be like 3 towns over by the time you're done.
Oh yeah, he ran off.
Yes, but that won't stop him from trying to
Bravely
regain his stature of this town and try to make good on the fact that his wife was slaughtered by cruel beasts. He knows that he'll never be the man that his father was, and he'll want to do something about it.
Okay, here's the deal. We're okay with you doing the thing with Mom here. You can nibble all you want. When you're done with Mom, you take your pack, you take your buddies, you take everybody, you go hunt down Dad, and you never return.
Oh, he's not my dad.
I don't care whose daddy is. You hunt him down. You get him because he's still running. I guarantee you he's not going to stop running.
Mm-hmm.
And you never return here. That's the only deal you're getting today. If you're not willing to take that deal, your time ends here, now.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She'll look at the large wolf and she'll say, Greskar, what do you think? And the big wolf just kind of looks at her and then looks at Elzveta and kind of growls a little bit. Elzveta just kind of shakes and she's like, don't let them. She's like, I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you the whole fortune. Just don't let them kill me. Don't let
Give
them
us
take me.
the key to the treasury, and we'll stop them.
What's that?
Give us the key to the treasury, and we'll stop them.
That's not how this works, Baby Yaga.
It's a trick.
Whatever you, I will give you riches untold. My husband is very, very wealthy.
What do you have to offer us right now?
And she's like, pats down her gown, and she's like, I have nothing on me at the moment.
Justice must be served.
Little Red, big
Eat.
big wolf, fellow big wolf. What do you think? Are you taking our deal or not?
If it is no deal, you shall regret this day for the rest of your very short lives.
All right. Easy there, George. Let them at least consider the proposal before you start with the threatening.
And it's at this point the Iskar snaps her fingers and points Greskar to the mom, and you can hear the mom just like cry. She's like, no, and he just kind of grabs her with his mouth, with his mouth in his mouth and his jaw, and just starts whipping her around and bolts out of the palace. And she's like, very well. As long as I am not as long as myself and my pack are not hunted, we will honor this deal.
You gotta stop eating villagers. You eat those two people, and then you're good.
I will stop eating these villagers. How about that?
All villagers. All villagers.
All villagers.
Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
If you eat more villagers, then the Pope is gonna send us after you again.
And we'll find you again. And we won't have this conversation a second time.
I think you are misunderstanding of... You have a misunderstanding of who we are and what we do to survive. But...
Keep a lower profile. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
If you pop up on the Pope's radar again, it's not going to end well for you. But it will end.
Very well. And at that point, she puts her wooden mask back on, and even though she has human feet and human hands, she gets down on all fours and starts to run out of the
creepy kid run.
This is the creepy kid butt in the air run.
That's right.
Great.
And you are there in the dining hall of massacred bodies, and it's totally empty.
I'm just going to lean over to George for half a second. Like, George, you might want to tell Alderaan to let the other wolf off the horse.
Yeah.
I'm sure as a gesture of goodwill.
That's it. I mean, I don't know what else. You can go out into the yard and try to find Gerard, and I don't know what else you want to do. But you basically save the village from these bad evil wolves.
Did we though? A lot of people are dead.
They are.
We'll go door to door and do a census. Who made it? Who didn't make it?
That's going to be the next Kickstarter, is the Broken Tales Village Census package.
Yeah. So now Gerard has this town this village that is kind of in shambles, but
But
it's
there.
Yeah.
still there.
You can
And-
rebuild, I suppose. That's an option.
Yeah. And we're not quite sure what happened to Esveta, but
Let's just
I'm
not ask the hard
sure
questions.
we're probably not going to see her again.
Maybe bits and
And-
pieces here and there.
Yeah, basically, Little Red and her pack are now roaming
At large.
the countryside looking for
Yeah.
their next meal. So
Look,
all is good.
it's fine. It's
Hey,
fine. Justice was served.
What
We
exactly
did a
were
lot
we,
of good here today.
What were we
Yeah.
sent here by the papacy to do?
Investigate, and we did.
Exactly.
This
The
village
we
is now
figured out-
okay.
a whole lot of stuff out.
There.
George,
There you go.
it'll be okay. I think
Mission
you look
accomplished.
like you could use like a long bath. You look kind of tense.
Maybe douse yourself in holy water or something. I don't know.
Maybe grab a nice meal, and I'll pick up just a piece of gore on the ground.
Oh, that looks pretty good. I like that bit.
Yeah, and of course, in this situation, the fairy tales don't usually have a happy ending because the way that the setting is.
We have
And
definitely
that's
accomplished that.
Definitely what happened in this situation.
A great many people did not have a happy ending in this story.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to just remind folks that if you are backing this project and you are looking for Disney level type fairy tales,
Not what is
This is-
happening here.
the total opposite
Mhm.
of that. So definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, they've got all sorts of different scenarios that you can play out. This definitely, there are a few things that we could have gone deeper into if we wanted to, but of course we're trying to keep this, around the 2-hour mark for
Brevity.
the show. But yeah, basically what happened was Little Red was sent by her mom to go help her granny, knowing full well that she wouldn't return because the wolves would eat her. And instead of getting eaten by the wolves, they basically made her a werewolf. And and Granny passed, and Mom got to live the fancy life that she always wanted to live because she's now a single woman. And and
Single and ready to mingle.
the Little Red came back to kind of settle the score. Interesting. Yeah, and there's all sorts of, if you like fairy tales, grim fairy tales, definitely check out the
Grim with just
book.
a 1M in this case.
What's that?
Grim with
Yes,
just one M?
exactly, just one. Definitely check out the core rule book and check out the quick start, and they've got all sorts of different fairy tales that they've changed and actually made the good guys the bad guys, and kind of makes you wonder. I know Disney's kind of doing that with some of their live action movies too, like trying to make it so that the villains are just kind of misunderstood, which is kind of what they're trying to do here in this game as well. So anyway, I hope everybody that enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, of course, if you or let me know if you would rather have a different outcome. If you think that both of those sides should have maybe met their demise, or if it
I was
a
ready for
good
that
call.
part.
Yeah,
I was ready to throw down there.
Me too.
you were very adamant that you were ready to make a deal, and it does give you that option to make a deal, which is good. So
There we go.
Yeah.
I like open-ended options like that. Actually, I don't like the hard cut. If you do this, if you don't do this, you fail.
Right. Yeah.
And I think if George didn't have a healthy dose of internal conflict, it never could have gone down like that. But he does, so it's
It
good.
worked. It's fine.
I love the fact that the villagers just kind of not during the middle of this like wolf attack, like all of a sudden they're scared to inspired to scared. So like it was just like, oh wow, like yeah. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed this. We'll like I said, go check out the Kickstarter. The art is amazing. It's an Italian publisher called the World Anvil. I don't know if anybody's. I did order the core rule book just because I'm kind of curious as to what the. I got the PDF now, of course. So it's
very pretty.
Kind of a neat game, and then. I do like the fact that it's the kind of push your luck kind of.
I'm surprised we didn't have any fail rolls, actually.
No, we really didn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's probably more towards that side just because of the fact that you're basically most of the time you're rolling more than likely 3 or 4 d6s.
Yeah.
Like you're probably not going to roll more than that.
Yeah.
Because then your odds, because the more you roll, the more chance of failure.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you can get 3 successes right out of the gate without even rolling, chances are you've got, there's only a 1 in 6 chance that you're going to fail it. And then,
yeah, if you
roll 1 die, if you roll 2 dice, then of course it doubles that up. But
yeah,
but yeah, they've got another source book. The book actually is a cool. I like the format of this book, to be honest with you. It's that
it has the what other game did that? Vigor into Dust.
Yeah, what is it like an 8x8 kind of?
Yeah, well, I think it's actually like 8x10 almost.
Is it 8x10?
Yeah, where it's more of like the old style like wide book kind of format.
The PDF is definitely in that shape. So when you go to like bring it full screen, it kind of makes things a little bit not traditionally the size that you're used to. The art is amazing. I love the fact that they've got all these different characters that you can play. Some Santa Claus, some scenarios inspired by Santa Claus, the Snow Queen, the Wolf, 7 young goats, the Tinderbox. There's a lot of like fairy tales that I don't even like know.
Well, there was a lot of fairy tales that got kind of lumped into other fairy tales as extra content. So being able to pull them out and give them their own setting to shine in is kind of a good idea. And it's a massive well of untapped potential too. Like you could literally go to your local library, grab a selection of fairy tale books or whatever, bring them home, and if there's not currently something out by World Anvil, make up your own. Like just because all you're really doing is turning everything on its head. So like, hey, these are the good guys. Oh no, now they're the bad guys, and all the bad guys. Well, they're all the good guys now. So what's their motivations, and go from there. It's almost already written too. Like your setting is already there, your storyline is already there. All you're doing is inserting the characters and letting them play in that world.
And there's, like I said, the top of the show. There's even an option to pick up the previous products as well. The art looks really cool. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that like
visually, it's a very appealing game.
It is very. I'm not sure if I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I love the system, but it definitely makes my gears kind of work kind of like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like the
lack of stats is actually very cool.
Yeah.
Like there are no stats in this game at all.
No. Most characters are only taking 3 wounds and then they're out. And
you get to decide how tough you is, or how tall you are, how strong you are. Whatever. That's all up to you.
It's very, very narrative, and as the storyteller, you don't roll at all, which I thought was odd. But there's other games that are like that as well.
You steer the game by getting the players to do the rolling. That's all you do. Yeah.
Try to. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this session. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you to the cast for coming on and running this through. Again, like I said, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button down below. Let me know if you back this or if you've played this. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of content out there for this game, so I would love to know if more people are playing it, because it is a very, very cool setting and a really cool product, and I'm excited to see what the world that Anvil Publishing puts out for future projects. And like I said, they did Dead Air Seasons, which I did back at on their last campaign, and I'm excited to get that in hopefully later this year, and I'm excited to add this to my library as well. So I want to thank Jason, Austin, Amanda, and Will for coming on. Thank you so much for playing very good bad guys in this session. And
we were good, bad, good guys.
Yeah. Very good at being good, bad guy.
Yeah, I'm not honestly sure how we came out of that. Like,
I don't know.
were we good guys or bad guys at the end?
Yes.
I was kind of up in the air.
Is
yes.
The answer is morals?
George,
thanks everyone. Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
This video is brought to you by Black Moon Games. Check out their products at shop-black-moon.com. Thanks so much for watching this video. This video would not be possible without these people right here, the names that are on the screen that you're seeing scroll by. Those are all our generous patrons on Patreon. They help keep this content flowing. And if you'd like to have your name added to that list, check out our Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Victory Condition Gaming. We have a few different levels. We've got some that you just give us a tip every month and you have access to our Discord, a special role there, or there's even a $10 a month level where I send you 2 signed limited RPG books a year in June and December. Check it out. I appreciate it. If you've gone all this way and you haven't already, I'd really greatly appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and that like button down below. That helps grow our show even more. And I appreciate that greatly. Thanks so much.